Hey guys, Tim here with the Long Hair Gardener, and yes, we are going for a walk today, but I wanted to start us off here in my backyard because my red spider lilies are blooming. We are in September, so they are a late blooming bulb, and I am always so excited to see them when they come up. Most plants are starting to wind down. Cold temperatures are around the corner if they haven't already started. So it's nice to have a plant in bloom so late in the season. So let's go ahead and get a closer look at these red spider lilies. These are in full bloom and I have several of them. I think there are 9 blooms this year, which is the most I've ever had. And they are so pretty and interesting. You can see why they are called spider lilies, because of these I want to call them stamens kind of fan out here like spider legs. So I have some right here. Let's just step over. Of course they're all the same, but we're going to take a look. They are so beautiful. And there's another one like tucked in back here. I don't remember having that many, but I'm glad that they are all here this year. I also wanted to show you my hyacinth bean vine, which is right here on the corner. It is blooming and it looks fantastic. It did this last year, so I repeated it again this year. And I allowed it to grow up into the tree, which I think is so nice looking. I'm not sure if it's being picked up on the camera or not, but there are some blooms up top here. And why I really like this is because you can see right here, there are then these vines that hang down, not just here in the corner, but in other places as well. And I like the way it looks. So we have some right here, just kind of hanging down. And I think that looks so nice. There's a bloom up here as well. I go for the jungly aesthetic, so that's probably why I enjoy seeing these vines hanging down everywhere. While we're here, the spheres are starting to look good again. It is finally cooler. We had a lot of really hot heat. And so plants were not doing so well. But now that it's finally cooled down a little bit, things are starting to look a little bit better, including these spheres right here. Sorry, I was pausing a couple times because I was looking at a cat. I don't know if you can see, there's a cat out here watching me in the bushes. My shrimp plant is also doing much better now that it's cooler out. And the split leaf philodendron it's ridiculous at this point. I don't know how I'm going to bring it into my apartment. It's too big. So we're going to see what happens. I'm stepping back here because there is, I'm not sure if you can see, there's a praying mantis. There he is. He is hanging on the bottom part of that leaf. I saw him earlier and he is still here hanging out in the garden. One more thing, I was going to cut my pineapple, but I changed my mind. It's still a little small. I don't think it's going to get much bigger, but I'll just hold out a little bit longer and see what happens. I did want to point out how nice my brown-eyed Susan vine is looking right now. Let me just put the camera up here a little bit closer. So yeah, even though we are late in the season, things are looking good. And I think that's because it's finally not 95 degrees all the time. All right, I think that's all the updates for the garden here. Let's go for a little walk and maybe get a few updates on some of the streets that we've already explored. So I'm going to finish up this video here at Pennsylvania Hospital. I have been here before, and I believe I showed you the wisteria. So they have like a little garden area, and they always have a lot of really nice plants. So I thought I would show you what they have here currently in September. I believe last time I was here was in spring, so things look a little bit different. So let me show you what's going on here. Just start off by doing a little pan of the garden. The main building is right over here in the background, and we will walk over to that in just a second. But there is a really pretty foxglove in bloom, and I see the ants are climbing all over this. I also see that they have a lot of signs out here, which is helpful in identifying what we're looking at. These are looking so beautiful, the nasturtiums. I love the foliage. I love the circular foliage here. They're like little lily pads. There's also some rosemary here, and it looks like some parsley. Some kind of chives, or not chives, maybe those are chives. I think that's what this is. I'm looking for the sign, but I do not see one. We're not going to go over every little plant that's in here. Let's walk over in this area because I see a lot of color. And take a look at these red coleus. These are humongous. They are looking so beautiful. I love the contrast with this dark, like purple, almost black sweet potato vine that's down here. There are some zinnias. There are some Tradescantia zebrina, which are these right here. There's also some Gomphrena. There's some begonias tucked in here, and then in the back there are some cannas blooming and some purple fountain grass. We'll just keep walking around here. There's a squirrel over here in the grass. Hopefully he doesn't think I'm going to give him anything. There's some lantana down here, and it looks like tucked down in here there is some Angelonia as well. This Gomphrena looks so good. I see some alyssum right down here, and looks like there is a holly bush producing berries right now. Kind of not the time you would expect to see those producing berries. You think of them, or at least I think of them, as like a winter, like holiday type plant, but there they are. I want to say this is maybe catmint. I don't know. I always get this one wrong. This is a very common plant too, but it is looking quite nice. I always love a good Japanese maple tree. let's just walk back here towards the main building. See what else we can find. I do see a sign down here. Something is wormwood. It's hoping for a sign for these guys. There's a lavender in bloom right here. And like I said, I'm not gonna stop and look at every single plant. Just kind of giving you a little walkthrough of what this looks like. This is the wisteria that I was talking about earlier. I love, like, this is so old, and I love how it has wrapped itself around this fence. Of course, the wisteria is not blooming right now. It has a little assist right here to help it stay attached. These are really pretty down here. I'm not seeing a sign though. This looks like a type of sage. I'm gonna go ahead and touch. Yep, that is definitely sage. You can tell by the scent. There's a lamb's ear down here. These were definitely some, oh, there's a whole bunch of them. Butterfly weeds. You can tell by all of these pods that are being produced here. Just spin around. Some more angelonia and some more zinnias over there. We're gonna take a little walk back in this direction. Take another look at the building while we're going past. So we're gonna come up here to the main building and take a look at some of these pots that they have on the front steps. You can also see more of these wisterias. I just love how these kind of twist and turn in all these different directions. And then we'll just walk up these steps here. Like I mentioned, we are in September, so looks like the planters are, you know, in their September stages. Maybe not looking their best. But there is a canna up here. There's some gomphrena and also coleus. We'll just spin around here. Maybe walk out towards the center. We'll do a little circle around the statue. And I also want to show you, just get a closer look of this coleus over here, because it is looking good. Have some more lantana down here, and then this purple fountain grass is doing quite well. There's a lot of helicopters flying around right now, so sorry for all of the noise. There is a statue of William Penn. There's a Chrysandra growing down here, and also some purple alyssum. I mean, in my opinion, you can't go wrong with orange and purple as a color combination. So I'm immediately drawn to and enjoy the way that looks right there. Just gonna walk across the grass. Get a quick look at all of these coleus. And these are huge. These definitely come up to my waist. They are so big, they're actually covering up the plants that they have down here around the bottom. I just noticed that this tree here, which is like the full-size tree, is a holly. This one is not producing the berries though. Some more gomphrena down here. And then these begonias and lantana look very nice together. So this is a very pretty garden here in the heart of the city. We're just gonna walk over here and go around the building. I know there are a few more plants that we can take a look at. So around the garden, apparently this is labeled the physics garden, the area we just were. So here are some angelonia down here. We have dichondra silver falls being used as a ground cover rather than a cascading plant. More dichondra silver falls down here. We also have the pink striped purple heart, and I cannot remember the name of this plant right here. My mom really likes this one. I think it's a type of morning glory, which doesn't sound like it should be, but I believe that's what it's labeled. I'll have to look it up for you and put it up on the screen. And another plant I am not familiar with. We do have some elephant ears right over here. I want to say this is like the Hawaiian one. And some Dusty Miller over here off to the side. There are definitely some more plants here in the distance. I also feel like it is shift change, so I see a lot of nurses and people walking around. Let's come down here. Their ageratum is looking very nice. More of the angelonia and Dusty Miller. And it looks like there is possibly a monstera, a houseplant here. Somebody has popped in there. I'm not sure what all of this very baby's breath type of plant is. I'll just walk over here for a different view. I love how there is this brick wall, and on top of the wall there is a whole bunch of moss that's just kind of growing there. We have a type of zinnia, and there's a type of portulaca here. This looks so nice. I grew this year in my garden. And then some coleus. We have a repeat right there. So this area is designated for, I think, like a lunch area. So hopefully there aren't too many people sitting around eating, because I don't want to disturb them. There are tons of lantana right here. Also, there's some basil. There's some pentas. And then look at these zinnias over here. Or, I'm sorry, these are vincas, not zinnias. These vincas are such an interesting shade. It's like two colors in one. And I want to show you how huge this alocasia plant is. Like, this is gigantic for sure. And it does have two blooms in here as well. Like, hopefully you can tell that this is a gigantic leaf. More pentas down here as well. And let's just head in this direction. There is a mizu plant, which is blooming. There's also a lot of bees flying around in here. There's some veronica. Some cleome. Some more of those portulacas down here around the border. We'll come in for a little closer look. More Chrysaandra. I have no idea where these steps go, so we're not gonna go down there. There's also a whole bunch of hydrangeas back here. Let's see if we can actually, I think there's too many people over there for my liking. So let's walk out front. There are some planters here right through these doors. So right outside, here are these planters I was talking about. Some really nice cannas. We're just gonna do a little scan. I'm not gonna go through every single plant here. Although I believe this is an angel's wing. I think a lot of these plants we have seen inside or in other places. But they are looking pretty good for September. There are also a few across the street there. All right, guys, that's everything. Thank you for watching. Sorry, I am feeling a little under the weather. So if you are a frequent viewer, maybe you notice I sound a little funny, and that's because I'm not feeling well. So maybe this video is a little bit shorter than usual. So thank you for watching. Don't forget to click like and subscribe, and I will see you on the next garden video. Have a great day.